Maybe you're asking the wrong person, because I like to take a little bit more risk. Because I think AI is here, it won't go away. We need to do something with it, you need to stay relevant. But I like to take risks that we can actually accept.
This week I'm in Amsterdam for one OutSystems global get-together.
One phrase that keeps coming up is terrible tension. That pull between acceleration and control whilst AI accelerates everything.
People here are talking about widespread, uncoordinated experimentation, and it's creating real problems. OutSystems CEO Woodson Martin was blunt about the risks.
Over the last few months, really maybe over the last couple of years, as organizations have experimented and taken their first agentic systems into production, is they're starting to realize that by building with a lot of disparate tools, by taking advantage of every new thing that comes out, they're starting to build a pretty significant mountain of technical debt that they now have to go sort through and figure out and understand, like, where's the risk here?
Teams are going rogue. Some are building customer service agents, and others are putting that technology to use in finance. It's uncoordinated, and it's leading to unpredictability, a spiraling mountain of tech debt, and unsustainable costs. Basically sprawl and chaos. Here's the question: is chaos simply the price of staying relevant?
Well, I think you have to take the risk to be able to come to an outcome you like to see yourself going in the future, because without taking the risk you can't explore your future design of your application or anything. So I think you have to. I don't think it's a risk, I think it's a need. I think you need to take it to explore further and to get further with your applications into the future. That's the only thing I think. Yeah.
How do you assess that risk appetite? How do you work out where to draw the line?
That's a good one. Where to draw the line? I don't know. I haven't thought about it that way. But I think you should draw a line. I don't know where. I don't have the answer for you.
Obviously, experimentation does come with some risks.
Yep.
But is it still worth those risks, given the speed the industry is moving at?
In my opinion, yes. I think one thing I've learned in the last 8 years being in the low-code, rapid application development to the new agentic AI era is learn to fail faster. And the only way you fail faster is with experimentation. So I would absolutely say yes. If I fail faster, I learn faster, and I'm then able to move on to things that can make me more successful, that can make me more achieve my goals in a more meaningful way while keeping my boundaries of compliance and cost in the normalized way that I really like it. So my answer is yes.
We built a replacement app. It's an agent that helps clients to replace workers that got sick. So it's helping someone, instead of trying to figure out who to find, who to call, it will give you a top 10 of the first person actually better available or possible. And that's a very risky thing to do directly in the original application. So what we do is we build a separate application so it has no risk. It's only informing people. We can deploy it to production without any additional risks. So that's like how we like to approach problems. So we look at how agents can be put to production as soon as possible, because we like to do pilots. Not bulk forever, not do something in testing or acceptance, but just like giving it out to on production to real people, and then let them try it without risking their current operation. So it's additional to the current operation, they have a different app where they can experiment with it, and it will already drive value. We get feedback from it directly, and then we use that feedback to iterate. So we have small iterations, we did it in 1 week. Second week we got the feedback and improved on it. And now we give them a few months let them work on it, and then maybe eventually it will move into the original application, so they don't have two applications. But I think when you approach and look at it in a different way, it will help you to mitigate those risks. Of course, there are other risks as well.
Well, I think it's the same as what we actually heard from Woodson. The philosophy is exactly the same, and I agree that you need to experiment. You cannot stay behind. So the idea is to do that with the proper guardrails. Doing exactly the same as what you do with the product, you can actually experiment and control the different risks you are getting exposed to. So controlling how you are exploring the different tool sets, controlling the costs, and doing that with awareness. We are already doing it, of course, and that's just normal.
Not everything can be done in just an informational way. But I always like to approach the problem where we keep the human in the loop. So it's always advising. So we're not looking at agents at the moment that fully automate part of the process. It's always, okay, agent does something, but it's the human that controls it and validates it. So as long as a human is validating it, there should be no risk. I mean, humans make mistakes as well. So why don't we accept that AI is not flawless, but the human 4 eyes principle or 6 eyes, whatever you want, to mitigate those risks? Because we do it with in normal processes as well, with high-risk processes. We have a separate a colleague looking at validating it again. That's how we look at it.
Perfect.
And that opens a lot more potential opportunities, and it makes you a lot easier to move on.
Something else I've been hearing here is that the cost of AI is becoming increasingly unsustainable. There are moves to lower the barrier to entry, to make meaningful experimentation actually viable. But if cheaper access unlocks more experimentation, well, Woodson Martin's warning becomes even more urgent. What we need is governance, but governance with flexibility.
How organisations strike the right balance, flexible enough to move quickly, but secure enough not to break things, and that's going to be key to their ongoing success.